And understanding what you're saying, I'm going to take the music aspect and then we're going to build on that.
Okay.
Because I don't want to go into Wu-Tang first. I want to go into the culture so people can understand more. And New York hip-hop is birthed on gang culture and 5% understanding. Were you immersed in the 5%?
No.
Okay. As a person who's listened to music from the 80s and the 90s and then hearing your introduction, not in name form, but as an artist, you have a very mature vocabulary and understanding when it comes to bar structure. So how did you find that? And was that the same two foundations of the gang living and knowledge? Was that the thing that built up the beginning of hip hop in Stapleton from what you've seen?
No. I'm not gonna say there was a gang culture at all. What built it up, like I said, is just us not really having a voice. So when individuals got into making music, we definitely wanted to have our own sound. So it was always about being original, because that's how hip hop was formed. When we looked at whomever, Fat Boys, Run DMC, LL Cool J, Slick Rick, KRS, whatever, Rocket, all of them had different styles. You know, no, back then you wouldn't dare want to come out sounding like the next individual because you get your head chopped off. And that's how hip hop was. So on Staten Island, it was like, we're gonna stick to the fundamentals of hip hop. Everybody be original. You know, everybody have their own distinctive sound. So me per se, no, I wasn't part of the gang like aspect that made me want to get into hip hop. I think what it was you know, like I said, just being original, just being just to stand out and to rep my hood. Like coming from Stapleton, like I said, was prideful. So I definitely wanted to be a voice. And when you handle on, when you touch on with the vocabulary and things of that nature, me, my mom's playing whomever, Teddy Pendergrass, Michael Jackson, all the greats, Marvin Gaye, all of those greats, and you hearing it, you know, and hearing different vibes and music coming through. And plus my mom was real strict on going to school and learning the vocabulary, like my vocabulary, words and things of that nature, getting those tests was basic. I had to really hone in on having a good vocabulary, and so that I know helped me into writing rhymes, because it wasn't just a street kind of slang that I try to deliver on my music. Being in the music early and making a lot of tracks with my favorite producer of all time, Hornet, when he was crafting his skill back in the hood in Stapleton, I was crafting my style at the same time. So a lot of songs or whatever the case may be in my early stages might have been territorial and neighborhood, but it clicked to me, you know, especially when I came out, you know, before Black on Black Crime. But when I came out with Black on Black Crime, I said to myself as an artist, I don't want to just rhyme for the neighborhood, I want to rhyme for the globe. I just don't want to rhyme for people from the next neighborhood and we battling against each other. I want something that's universal. And so ever since then, even though I might make a song like on my new Foreman Mandela, I have a track called Stapleton Fly, which is like letting it know that when you're from Stapleton, you're separating yourself from the rest of Staten Island. You have to have a look about yourself, and it was carried on through tradition. I didn't create it. Brothers before me just had a flyness about them that it carries on from generations. So, you know, I just had to feel like I wanted to carry that on. But at the same time, universal songs is what really turns me on. I want to be able to make a song. When I said Black on Black, that's before I knew about Blood Diamonds. That's before I knew about the Black on Black crime that was going on out there that needs to stop. The genocide that goes on, the high powers that uses our own to destroy ourselves. You know, so that's a global thing. And people didn't even know where I was from when I made Black on Black Crime. You know, they were, yo, you from Brooklyn, you from that? Nah, Staten Island, because I never said Staten Island one time in the song.
Facts. And looking at music today, because I don't do the us versus them time generation thing, I do see though that in today's era, universal music is not even what's going on. People are just making sounds. I don't believe hip hop today is a music anymore. I believe it has music in it, but people are not even making sounds that are musical. And what I mean is, not even complaining about beats or rhyme structure. I don't think people are crafting, which is a part of music. It's the blending of sounds, ideas, and harmonies. What do you feel as, okay, let me change that. If Pop the Brown Hornet was coming out today, what would Pop the Brown Hornet now tell him, as opposed of making music and coming out in this climate of hip hop that's today?
Well, Pop the Brown Hornet has an album out today, forming Mandela on all social platforms and media, and I stayed true to form. You know what? It's funny because the Brown Hornet of yesterday, ironically, keeps the Brown Hornet of today in check. Back when I was young, man, I dropped 23, 24, I made Black on Black Crime. You know, when I dropped my solo album, Underground Emperor on MCA, I had a song called The Sun Never Chill. It's like I was teaching myself at that time that people, when you're not on and you're not riding high, they'll disappear. In the struggle, reappear when you bubble. That's, you know what I mean? That's a hocus pocus. You disappear, in the struggle, reappear when you bubble. So during my struggle, it was hard my day ones, it was hard to find them. You know, as you resurface and reinvent yourself and you come back out, you'll see people poke their head out or whatever the case may be. But now you have a clear, better understanding on how to treat individuals. You know what I mean? So the person of today, Brown Hornet, what would I say to the person of Brown Hornet of yesterday? Thank you very much for being so keen and on point back then, because I didn't sell my soul. I didn't say, you know what, because you's a poppin' or you's a lit right now, let me tag along, let me sign my name to your dotted line and go along with your program in order to be successful. I just stayed true to who I was.
But don't you think that's the key to what's missing in hip-hop with the young generation, not as a whole, but as a trait? Because a lot of people today who are coming out in the industry, I'm not going to say they don't have the humbleness, I don't think they have the foresight of what it is. Everybody wants to pop, everybody wants to have the nice jewels, everybody wants to see with the girls want to be sexy. I get that. That comes with glamour. But even with technology pushing everything way beyond people's understandings, correct me if I'm wrong, today's generation doesn't use their gifts to be masters of talent. They use their gifts to be catchy and master the moment.
Yeah, because that's what we're living in now. Back in the days, I mean, everything was different. To get a phone call, you had to call a landline. To get a good meal, you had to wait for your moms to cook in the oven. So it was a patience that was taught. Now in a microwavable internet age, everything is here right now, I want it. So, and that's how our music is. They don't digest anything. It's like, yo, tell me what you're singing now. You know, so to sit down and write a masterpiece song like we used to is different, because you know what? The people that are encouraging the new sound, they're telling them, youth don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear knowledge. You want to hear knowledge, I'll Google it. You know what I mean? Right now we're here to make money. Say something that's going to be catchy now. Oh, Dr. Yonder. Oh, all right, let's run with that. That's it. So it's we like, our generation is, we like the last of the dying breed to look for knowledge itself, and it's that now it's about $1, man. You flash $1 and it's like, how could I get that? You flash a book of knowledge and they'll walk right past you. You're only going to grab a certain few that want to be entertained with knowledge. That comes with experience, right?
Okay, wait, because you sparked something and you just took my interview on a whole nother tangent, and that's dope. Back in the day, when an MC wrote, he researched, and he looked for knowledge to make his rhymes impactful. Nowadays, a lot of MCs or new age rappers don't look for knowledge to make their rhymes impactful. They look for the catchphrase, like you said. So, what do you think is the biggest disadvantage and advantage to that from the new MC? how are they making themselves better by not looking, or how are they making themselves successful by not being, well, by looking? I'm saying.
How are they making themselves successful without looking?
Or by doing the research.
Well, of course, I mean, whenever, you know, having research on anything is always going to be impactful. Because if you look at it like this, hypothetically, just grab it. If I'm a youngster right now, I come out with a song and I don't have any history, or I don't know my history, and I make a song and I'm successful, I would want to do my due diligence in my history of hip hop and what I'm doing in order to have longevity. So that's the difference between maybe being a one-hit wonder and having some longevity in it. If you don't do any research and you just come out, you'll be a flash. You'll be a shooting star, and you'll never be heard of again. So you better grab that money that you get now off that single and capitalize it. If you do research, you know who your Grandmaster Flash, your Run DMCs, whomever Dougie Freshes are, whatever, and you'll be more grounded, because you don't, even though we have a new sound that's going, and like you said, you don't want to get in the conflict of what it is, because at the end of the day, we're people, we're making money, you know. So I just hope that these people are around the right influential individuals, to whereas you're grabbing that money and you're putting it into something that's going to hold you down for years to come. Because once the fame and all the lights, cameras, and actions is off and gone, what did you do with that money? Did you just trick it, sip bottles, buy jewelry, or did you buy some property that, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm not mad at them making money. I just want them to do the right thing with it, because given an MC like myself who has years in it and still at it, given that opportunity now, I know what I would do with it. If I would have got it younger, I might have been broke. You know what I mean? I might have tried to keep up with the Joneses. Oh, you doing that? I'm doing this. Oh, you got to do this? I'm gonna get to do that. Where now, I get half the money that these individuals are touching. I know what to do with it.
Okay. A famous person once said, very recently at that, this ain't the black game, this ain't the white game, this is the money game. He also said, the best way to help a poor person is not to be one of them. That type of thinking has not only infiltrated hip hop, it has destroyed the capacity of greatness that individuals can reach. As a person who's seasoned, where is the downfall that made that thought happen, and how do you fight it?
Well, we say it's not the black game or it's not the white game, it's the money game. You know, at the end of the day, like, you have a dollar bill, that's a piece of paper that really doesn't have any value. So if you really circle your life around something that doesn't have any value, yeah, we need it for necessity. It's a necessity to have, to spend, to live in today's society. What happens 20, 30 years down the line, you know, when it might not have that value? So if you circle your life around something with no value, obviously at the end of the day, what was you truly here for? You know, that's my perception of it. Me, I don't do hip hop for the love of money. I've been doing this for 25 years. I got a job, you know, but the love that I have for hip hop, just to touch individuals and spread a word of substance, it means so much more to me. So if you do it for the substance of it, then you really won't have to worry about the dollar. That's me. That's how I feel. I could be dead wrong. But you know, I heard a couple of people say that if you're not doing it if it's not about a dollar, it don't make sense. But you know, like I said, you're selling your ad, you're just giving yourself a price tag. You're giving yourself a price tag. You can be brought, you know. So you have two kind of people: a person that can be brought, like, oh, I ain't gonna do that to my homie. I'll give you $100,000, huh? To loyalty and respect and honesty, you know what I mean? I'll give you $100,000 to punch hip hop heritage in his face. I ain't doing that, because you know, I mean, where's that? You selling yourself for a dollar that has no value? You're something that you're gonna spend, so you get that $100,000 after you blow it. You know what I mean? You done blew the money and you blew a friendship that could have brought you to the next level, and this man could have opened up doors that you could have profited for a lifetime instead of for a hot minute. You know, but that comes with that comes with experience, man. Everybody's not gonna know. Like you take a new artist, you walk them in the door, you know, and a person say, you know what? Hey, yo, my dude, sign to my publishing, 5 years, $50,000. You living in his mama's back room right now, plugging roaches. You know what I mean? So $50,000 is gonna sound like the world right now, not knowing that he's signing that $50,000. Not everything that you write for the next 5 years somebody owns. You know what I mean? To whereas you would have just held out for 5 years, wrote all your music, had 200, you know, books, 200 songs. With those 200 songs, and you connect with the right individual, you know, the world is yours. Now you selling songs. Now you selling songs underneath your umbrella. You know what I mean? Yo, what's up, Brown Hornet? I got 200 songs. I'm with a publishing company. I'm with CSAT. You know what I mean? One of the reps is like, yo, we got a new artist over here. They need a couple of songs. Come through. I got 200 of them. All right, I'll be there right now. I got 20 of them. Boom, boom. All right, he wants 2 of them. All right, the 2, one of them is going to be a single. Boom, that shit blasts the #1 on the chart. I get all the publishing. Instead of me signing to somebody else for 5 years, he grabs my song, he gives it to the next one. The song blows up. I don't get the money. I got paid already because I chased the money. The individual who I signed my publishing to, they get all the money because they own my publishing. You know what I mean? So
that's deep. That's deep.